Yo, I'm back with another one. Today we're going to talk about Splinter Cell, something I never thought I would, cover, but out of nowhere, I just felt like talking about Splinter Cell because it's definitely one of my favorite games from Ubisoft, if not favorite games ever, but definitely up there. Both categories are favorite Ubisoft and favorite games of all time, and I'm sure a lot of you can agree. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So the last time we've had Sam Fisher or Splinter Cell appear in anything in the world, in media or anything, was Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands game or whatever, which was by far, possibly one of the dumbest things Ubisoft has ever done, because you have to play through several hours of the game to get to that point to see that cutscene. That it's a good addition to the game. It's amazing addition. Everybody's been dying to see Splinter Cell since Blacklist, one of the obviously the worst Splinter Cell ever. But Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon Wildlands, featured him in the game to bring nostalgic effect to the players. And recently, with Ubisoft butchering the greatest franchise, such as The Division, Tom Clancy games such as Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, right? And not to mention Assassin's Creed, and obviously we know Splinter Cell. Because if we've seen Splinter Cell Blacklist, we all know that that is a complete disrespect to Sam Fisher. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second, but I want to go back up to Ghost Recon. It's crazy because this is what Ubisoft does to these games. They know that they're being lazy, right? Their developers and their writers aren't putting their heart into everything. And they know they're rushing out games, but yet they tease certain things to bring players to a certain game, such as Ghost Recon, and they brought them to that game to see Splinter Cell. Most people can clearly testify to them definitely buying the game only to see that Splinter Cell cutscene. And now we're gonna go back to Blacklist and why it was a complete disrespect to anything we've known as Splinter Cell. So Blacklist, we know that after playing Conviction, we know that Blacklist was a game where Sam Fisher apparently is out to save the United States of America as a 50-year-old, 60-year-old man with gray hair. Ubisoft sends this man out on a mission to go save the United States from being attacked in oil reserves and electricity and things like that from terrorists. They sent Sam Fisher, like I said again, a man, 50, 60-year-old, gray hair, retired, came out of retirement to save America single-handedly. How amazing is that? Come on, Ubisoft, you guys aren't fooling anybody. Come on. I know Tom Clancy didn't write that up. There's no way he wrote that up. Come on, Ubisoft. And also, that's the reason why the main voice actor for Splinter Cell, for Sam Fisher, was not present in Blacklist, because he himself was disgusted and he wasn't pleased by what Ubisoft and Tom Clancy was doing to this game. I don't think it was Tom Clancy, because obviously he writes, and there's no way that a game like this would come from the hands of Tom Clancy, right? So, of course, Ubisoft screwed the game from the inside, and the main voice actor, Sam, left, and they begged for him to come back, but they couldn't. So instead, they got a man that sounds like a 20-year-old white boy to play Sam Fisher. That's crazy to me, but this is what Ubisoft does to all their games. And there's probably going to be nothing we can do about it, because, we're, looking in from the outside, and it's just that simple. And the reason I definitely wanted to make this, because I feel like Ubisoft has to make a new Splinter Cell and reboot the story to redeem what they did to us Splinter Cell fans by making Splinter Cell Blacklist. Because as we know, I'm going to go back to Conviction now. Playing Conviction, well, actually Conviction mixed with, Double Agent, because it's the same thing. It's just, kind of like a part 1, part 2. They pretty much intertwine with each other. So playing Double Agent, we know that Sam, obviously, he went crazy and he obviously got himself in jail, right? He got out. He's a criminal. Everybody knows he's a criminal, right? And he had to, play a double agent. He had to play for the good and for the bad. And, gain intel and destroy that, that criminal cell from the inside out. So that's what he did. And he went off the radar because he was old, right? He was done. And then Conviction came, which made sense in the storyline because someone took his daughter. And I feel like that's the perfect way to end it, because someone took his daughter. He went out. He was like, nah, like I'm getting too old. I can't do this stealth stuff anymore. I can't crouch like I used to. He can't do the whole crouching thing and all this like climbing. of course he's able to do it in the game, but I'm just speaking from like a Sam Fisher, middle aged or older perspective, right? Obviously, be like, screw this, I'm not doing this stealth stuff anymore. I'm just gonna come out like John Wick, take my guns out and just destroy everybody until I get my daughter. And then that's what happened. He got his daughter back. His daughter is a grown up now, and that's how the game should have ended. That's how the game ended. But then Blacklist came out. Ubisoft, how do we go wrong with a game that was a masterpiece ending? You couldn't ask for a better ending than Conviction. We've had all these games. We had Pandora Tomorrow. We had Conviction. Double Agent, Chaos Theory. We had all these amazing games, and Conviction, which fits the title perfectly, was the amazing send off to Sam Fisher. He came out. I mean, he had some friends help him, and he got his daughter back without the stealth. And it made sense because he's an angry man who, he was in retirement and people messed with the wrong person. People messed with him. He found out his daughter was alive. He was lied to, and he just went out and got her. That's it. Why did he feel the need to make Blacklist so that this guy, Sam Fisher, can talk over a phone with his daughter? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense how, like, Ubisoft can do this and mess up a game so badly to the point where years later they finally somehow got Sam Fisher, voice actor, back to do that whole little segment in Ghost Recon Wildlands. But it's a game that nobody would play unless Splinter Cell was inside of it. But it's just mind-blowing that Ubisoft does this. There could have been so many things that you could have done with the story if you were going to continue after Conviction. You could have had Sam Fisher's daughter, and that could have been a story. Or you could have had, I think his name was Briggs, I think the African-American guy that Sam was kind of with, his co-op affiliate. I think that would have been cool. But bringing out an old-ass man to do a job that youngins are supposed to do, even though he does it, and he does it, he's a badass at doing it in Blacklist, right? He does it very cool, and he's very, of course he's badass. You can stealth, you can go loud, you can do all those things, but it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit, which is why it wasn't as well received as old Splinter Cell games, because it was ruined. Blacklist ruined Sam Fisher. It just took the whole realism effect out of it, and it just didn't make sense for the game to be there. If anything, they should have had him in the game, but have him, just kind of, if anything, it should have been, you should have been playing as Sam's daughter and talking to Sam on the phone, not the other way around. You're playing as Sam, and like every now and then you're on the phone with your daughter, going out to save the world when you're supposed to be retired in bed. Like, it's just a joke. It's just such a comedy. It's like, it must have been a parody of Splinter Cell or something. It had to have been a parody. But with all that being said, to finally answer the question, because your boy, you kind of went on a rant. But to answer the question, will there be a Splinter Cell ever again? Now, personally, I think there's no way there would be a Splinter Cell, because the way Ubisoft has been butchering their games and the writers haven't been, allowed freedom, I think that's maybe the problem. Or maybe it's just Yves Guillemot maybe trying to push those games out quick, get that bag real quick. I think that's maybe it. It could be both of those reasons, but I think there's no way we would get a good Splinter Cell. And the only way to get a good Splinter Cell is if we either pick up as someone maybe around Sam or a different character, but there's no way we should bring an older Sam back. If we do bring Sam back in general, it would definitely be cool if we saw like a reboot, so that we have like a fresh new story. It'll be some returning characters, but different story, line. And they wouldn't really have to follow Tom Clancy's writing. They could just, Ubisoft can maybe have these writers and they can be completely creative with whatever they think of. And I think that'll create one of Ubisoft's best games, and they could possibly be a trilogy if it's successful enough. And I think a reboot would definitely clear the air and redeem what Ubisoft did with Splinter Cell Blacklist, because a revamp is much needed right now, because the way things ended off and the way they try to bring back Splinter Cell in Ghost Recon, it was kind of embarrassing and seemed pretty desperate by Ubisoft to kind of gain the fans' attention again and try and bring a fan base out of the graveyard. I think that was a huge, desperate attempt by Ubisoft. But if they can somehow get these writers to be passionate again and just reboot their own Splinter Cell, but like I said, bring back some characters, bring back some points, some Lambert, Gwen, Sam, bring the Olden back if you can, but have it to be, you know, a new story. You know, some of these characters, let's say, for example, let's say Lambert is a villain or something. Like, there's something cool. Like, just go all out with it. It doesn't have to be, you know, one to one with Tom Clancy's story. It could just be a fresh new story and make it, you know, brand new and see how the fans like it. If the fans like the first one, then, you know, screw it. Let's do the second one. I think that'll be a good step in the right direction, which is what Ubisoft has been needing for a while, because Ubisoft has been focusing on either RPG or just straight up multiplayer games, because that's the trend right now, it seems like. But it's still kind of, it seems like they're just rushing, and we all know, you know, quality definitely beats quantity. And I definitely want to see what you guys think down in the comments. But that's going to be it for me. Who knows, maybe this year, with some luck, we might get some type of Splinter Cell teaser or announcement. But I'm guessing a teaser before anything. Maybe on Twitter first, and then maybe at E3, who knows. But we'll see what happens. Definitely want you guys to hit that like, share, and sub. And I'll see you later. Deeply, deeply appreciate everyone watching. And I definitely have some other videos I want you guys to check out. Some more Assassin's Creed videos, because it's definitely related to the whole Ubisoft thing that I've been talking about for a decent amount of time now. So definitely want to go check those out. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys watching. And yeah, peace out.